Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel, we talk about gang stalking, we talk about manipulation, we talk about my experience with gang stalking. And in this video, I want to talk to you guys about how gang stalking makes you seek external validation. So, I am self sufficient. Most of us are. And for a little bit, maybe we seek out external validation here and there. I know I have needed external validation to kind of finish processing a trauma. Like I just literally feel like I really needed someone to. I really needed someone to tell me, "Boy, yeah, I'm sorry that you went through that. That sucks." You know. But it had to be the right person, like a doctor. And that is when I shared the experience about the scar on my abdomen that I talked about my doctor about, and what happened during that experience, or traumatic experience. And well, other than that, I have personally been self-sufficient because I do what I like when I like. I have never been the type of person that needs the validation of others to feel good about themselves. I have never been that type of person. The only validation that I need is my own. But gang stalking somehow makes you codependent on them. Where, like, imagine if you're just like hanging out and all of a sudden everyone is like disapproving everything that you do. And the first time that happens to you, I mean, it's impactful because the first time that this happened to me, in gang stalking, what they do is that they start pretty much being disgusted or talking shit about anything and everything that you do, everything that you like. Everything gets shut down, everything, and they get you at a point where it makes you feel like less, like you feel like you don't, almost like you don't matter, and the things that you like were proud about, no one tells you that they're proud of you, no one did, like that's just what was happening. And what happened during the beginning of the gang stalking operation, the things that I was proud about, were mainly my body and my business when I was doing personal training. However, when I stopped doing personal training and I let myself go, like I am beginning to do a lot of drugs, like I felt like I needed validation. Like I feel like I stopped doing the things that I felt most proud of. And the things that I had accomplished, they were a little bit, but they were considerable enough to tell you good job. And I never got that, and before that I used to get validation all the time, and so I guess I just had it and I didn't even notice it because I was so used to getting it. And it wasn't that I wasn't getting validation, but it was mainly, well, I wasn't, but I was getting more validation for my insecurities. Like I was being reminded of my insecurities 24/7. And that is what I feel, that why gang stalking makes you pretty much seek out actual validation, because what you are self-conscious about gets pushed into your mind so hard and so much that suddenly, you don't see the things that you have accomplished, like you forget about them. So you start kind of this type of codependent, this need to get validation from people. And the only validation that you get is gang stalkers getting mad at you for accomplishing something. It's like a negative validation. I don't have a name for it, but it is pretty much like you're not getting you're just not getting validated. Like you are nothing, and it's like it's almost like the scapegoat where everything that you do that deserves praise or even a glimpse of praise, it is not given to you. And that, I never even thought about it, but that actually has a severe impact on your psyche, where even though you have accomplished something, you kind of stop feeling good about it. It's like you don't appreciate your own goals as much. And the validation that you get starts to feel fake. So that's one thing that I wanted to touch on, is that I have gotten so much fake validation. Like, let's say that I'm talking about something. So one thing that I have experienced is that if you're talking about something and a gang stalker can just, completely interrupt you with like, oh my God, you're so hot. I've had that so much, like, oh, you're so good looking, blah, blah. And that's a type of manipulation that they have done to me. It's like, the thing is that in the beginning, I guess it worked, because whenever they did that, I was distracted by that because, I felt like I was the shit. But when I stopped feeling like I was the shit, physically, then the praise felt fake, because I know I wasn't looking at my best. And so when someone tells you, oh my God, you look amazing, when you don't, when you know you don't, it just feels like fake as hell. And that's when I began, only then was when I began noticing that, I was talking about something, and then the gang stalker, and only then I paid attention to the tone of voice of the person that was interrupting me. And I was like, oh my God, I have been played. Where, it is just a maneuver to cut me off. And I didn't even realize it. Like, me losing everything that I felt so proud of was actually a door that opened for me to be able to see further manipulations. And so, like, I've never had... So the only reason that I was able to see a manipulation dressed as flattery was because I felt that the flattery was fake. Because I knew that the flattery was fake. Only then I was able to see... only then I was able to see that it was a tactic, a manipulation tactic, to distract me, to distract my train of thought. But things were like, well, let's smoke some more, or anything along those lines. Well, that's the truth of it. I'm sorry, I'm feeling tired. I have made like 3 videos. I think I'm just thirsty. Let me drink some water. The truth is simply that the only reason that I was able to see the fake flattery was because I felt that I didn't feel what the flattery was actually doing. So, well, I typically don't give advice to manipulators. But manipulators will deduce what I'm about to tell you. So, I'm just gonna say it. You guys might get upset. Maybe no, I shouldn't say it. Well, anyways, in order for someone if anyone is going to, so this is gonna be like a 2-sided thing that I'm gonna say, but if you're gonna cut someone off if you're gonna cut someone off using flattery, You have to make sure that the flattery is real. Because if the target doesn't feel like the flattery is real, then he's going to be able to see through the manipulation. Because the tone of voice is going to say it. The faces, the facial expressions are going to say it. And the context of it. Especially if the person is aware of it being interrupted. But if it's a real compliment, is it really manipulation? I mean, it is an actual real compliment with another purpose behind it. And the only thing that that's gonna do is that make people, well, me, be hyper vigilant around compliments. But then, if you get a compliment, make sure the compliment is real, and then look at the person. And you're going to be able to see it on the tone of voice. You're going to be able to see it. Maybe, because I kind of remember that there was like a Gang Stalker grin. So this is me just trying to process things. I guess today is the day of processing things. But like, giving a compliment with a Gang Stalker grin tells you that the compliment isn't real. And it's gonna make you look out for the Gang Stalker grin if anyone gives you a compliment. Even though you don't even have to look at the person's face, you can hear it on the voice. So now you're going through my process where I'm trying to make sense of things. I think I need a break. I'm sorry. Notice that I'm still confused. That I'm still trying to process this. And this is something that targets that are trying to figure things out go through all the time, where they're trying to make sense of everything, because you're confused with memories, with expressions, tones of voice, acts, experiences. Like, everything is like, I'm trying to process so many things right now that my mind is tired. I'm psychologically exhausted. And well, I'm recording this so you know. This that you're watching, I have gone through so many times. And I'm trying to make these experiences, I'm trying to put these experiences out there. So that you guys understand the reality of it. It's like when a gang stalker tells you, you know what you did. So if a gang stalker tells you that, you're gonna be questioning, what did I do? To whom? When? How? Why? And like right now, you're watching me as I'm breaking myself down, trying to make sense of things that are not making a lot of sense right now. And I feel like I can't stop until I actually make sense of it. Well, the crux of the video is that when you're getting gang stalked and when you're being depreciated by everyone, everything about you is being ridiculed, and you're making feel like you're nothing. You're making feel like you're trash. And then someone spits and you feel that they're spitting in spite of you. If you see someone, every time that you hear the fucking trash truck backing up and to picking the trash, you feel like it's a message saying that you're trash. And all of a sudden, all the flattery that you have gotten, you doubt of the actual genuity, of the authenticity of flattery. And you start feeling like it is actually, it's a way of manipulating you, because it has been a way of manipulating me. But in the past, it has been. I have seen it. I have heard it. And I lately I have gotten genuine compliments about my badass bracelet that a customer gave to me. Like, this is freaking amazing. It's beautiful. It's made with actual equipment, used to raise horses or whatever. I don't know how he makes them, but they're beautiful. And a customer said, "Oh, the guy with a badass bracelet," and I knew that compliment was real. But listen to me speak, how like all the memories, all the experiences are kind of breaking me down. But listen, breaking myself down is not something that I see as a negative. I see it as a building callousness, getting harder, getting stronger, so that I can handle more psychological headbreaking later, so that I don't fall a victim to it, so that I become psychologically persistent, stern, and tenacious, so that whenever all these psychological things are being thrown at me, I can just bam, I process this already, and I can see my way out. And I am not literally just falling victim to, I know what you did. And I'm breaking myself down, trying to figure out whom I did what to. Because I already did that for a long time. And that experience enabled me to get psychologically stronger, to be able to withstand more psychological stress, in order to be able to produce more content and explain to you what actually goes down in the mind of the target. God, that 5-minute break actually did me really good, let me tell you. So, just remember that psychological stress is not going to kill you. Try to look at it from the point of view that it's gonna make you psychologically stronger. It's gonna allow you, even when you're psychologically tired, it's gonna enable you to still make connections, to still stay strong even when you're tired. And when that happens, gang stalkers are gonna be able to they're gonna stress the fuck out of you. However, with experience with stress, it took me like 4 years. I had been working at O'Reilly Auto Parts for like 3 years, and I have been getting gang stalked months on end, every day there. Hard. And all of that experience, I can tell that it's experience because the last time, for 2 days straight, every customer was a gang stalker. Boom, boom, boom. And everyone was trying to make me upset. And guess what? I made them upset by being psychologically strong. No one was able to get to me because my perception of the stress is training. I see it as psychological training to be able to withstand as much stress as possible, to control as much of the emotions that I feel as possible, in order to be able to keep myself out of my own head and show you and tell you everything that happens. Before, in the beginning, I remember that I told you guys that I was in a psychological prison. That is not the case. Even when I'm connected, I am not stuck in my mind like I used to. I'm actually able to see and understand everything that is happening around me. I'm able to hear I'm able to discern, for the most part, the auditory hallucinations. And that in itself has allowed me to develop new techniques in order to be able to find out more about gang stalking. So now I'm going to be using, the earphones that don't cover my ears, so that I can hear what the gang stalkers are saying. And I'm pretty sure that because of it is via bone induction, the sound, the voices are not going to be there. I just know it. Because I feel that the voices are made out of the thoughts that I'm having and the sounds that are coming out. That my psyche is actually creating those sounds. So, and also it has allowed me to actually come up with the idea of using a pendulum to show you if someone is actually swaying my car or not, and that way I can record it and be like, okay, someone is swaying my car. So they're either talking or I'm hearing voices, and then I'm gonna wear the earphones, the induction earphones, and then when I hear them, I'm gonna put them on, and then the voices are gonna go away, and I'm gonna be able to see what voices are real and what voices are not. So I'm super excited, and it is only because of all the psychological stress that I have been able to endure that I have been able to come up with new ideas, new tactics, new methods, and new information, most importantly. So I'm beyond excited, guys. I'm beyond excited for what's gonna happen with us. Now, anyways, back to the crux of the video, is that gang stalking has the effect of making you seek validation from others. But one thing that I can tell you is that work on something that will make you proud of yourself so much that validation from others is not necessary. I honestly thought that we're gonna have a hard time. Oh, so I have a new connection. The fact that I was so easily look, I applied for the YouTube partner program yesterday. My content was gonna get approved. It said that it usually took a month, and it got approved in one day. In one day, you guys. That in itself tells us that social media platforms have nothing to do with gang stalking. If gang stalking is a town-based tactic. It's from town. It's from town to town, or from areas, from cities. It is not something that everyone knows everywhere. So I know that I can go to another city and there's not going to be any gang stalkers. The only thing that is going to make me think that there's gang stalker, it is my perception of gang stalking. That's it. So gang stalking is not as big as they want you to think. It isn't. If it was, I would have had a hard time getting approved for the YouTube program. The word gang stalking is at least 10 times in every single one of my videos. They would have that word tagged. So I can safely tell you that gang stalking is not as big as gang stalkers want you to think. That's an exciting new connection that we've made. It's nice to be shedding light on this thing that everyone thinks it's so crazy. Oh, gang stalkers made a mistake. They were trying to manipulate me when they thought I was high. and I wasn't. I'm gonna talk to you about that in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.